Hmm.
Um,
Estes can probably jog over there, can't he?
but yeah, they're not there.
Oh.
I
Oh,
mean,
shit.
hence there,
Hastus will have to go to guide them then.
but they're not there.
Yeah. He'll bring Andoran along in case he has to run a message back and can't leave. Hopefully Andoran doesn't mind being used as a courier.
Maybe I could take them, Hastus. Do,
Aye?
do you think that you should leave here?
That's true. That's true. Not much good came of it last time, eh? Alright, Andoran. I trust you. You know where it was, right?
I think so, yes.
Estes nods. Okay. Lead on.
All right. And it was 3 of the Iron Wings, wasn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
How was progress on the brew?
How is progress on the brew? You think it's well, he tried it yesterday and pulled what can only be described as an even less beautiful face than the one he has, which, to your mind, started out as a challenge. But he seems a little happier with it today.
Nice.
What, if anything, do people wish to do further?
Well, I'll find. I'll eventually, if I can, either have the guy finish the brew today, or pull myself away from it, knowing that he is at least working on it properly.
Mm-hmm.
Pull myself away to find Hastus about getting a message out to my lord Victor Vaseri.
Okay. So, please do.
Hastus is probably lifting timbers.
Well,
and for once he's not in his armor, because it's heavy work.
I will approach Hastus in his timber lifting, and as I approach him, I will ask, so how much does Lord Darrow know about what his brother has been doing?
Oh. I haven't had a chance to interrogate him on that point. Hessa says, setting his beam of wood down. I believe as a rule of thumb, though, he wasn't terribly involved.
Well, from what I could gather on the other side, he did not appear involved beyond monetary support. And even then, he sort of turned a little bit of a blind eye. However, it may be of some benefit, especially if we are to get more precise aid as to this endeavor to get a message back to him with the situation what might be required. Although contacting Lord Darrow directly might be somewhat
challenging. All right. What do you propose?
Might I recommend contacting my patron, Victor Vaseri? He can then pass the message on.
Yes. How distant would you say? This Lord Vaseri, is it?
Lord Viserys.
Lord Viserys Demez is?
It back in Rostov as a character.
Ah.
Maybe.
So, same, if we were sending to the Dara, Mario or Lord Viserys, it would be going to Rostov. Okay.
In short, yes, but one would draw significantly less attention than the other.
Aye. Do you have a proposal of how we would get this message there, or was that what you were seeing me about?
That was what I was seeing you about.
Right. As you have probably no doubt noticed by now, our resources are somewhat limited. I would say that what you would need is a courier on horseback. There's a road that runs from here all the way to Rostov, effectively. So, someone making speed on horseback probably reach Rostov in not too long. But it would be a while before they came back, and depending on who was sent, it might be difficult to get a message to your Lord Viserys. It would cost us something, effectively. In manpower. Unless you could convince. There is that centaur he mentions. What's her name? Asana? She seems fleet.
The Viserys do also hold lands to the northeast.
Right, but Hastus thinks about whether that would pass through any trackless wilderness. Probably. Going to Rostov is probably your best bet, I would say. I'm not sure about how long the trip would take any other path. But I at least know there's a road from here to Rostov. You'd have to send someone who could obtain the trust of, or rather, who could speak with some authority, or entrust them with your authority, or some other thing.
Well, so long as the message got to any of the Viserys household, even my handwriting would be recognized, let alone my seal.
Hastus nods. Well, I guess the matter then is, who do you send, and which horse do they take?
Indeed, it does.
I'm a bit tapped out for manpower at the moment, I would say. I require all my command to be working on the granary and emotions, or out harvesting with the folk we have in the town. Perhaps. And then even then, we are planning an expedition south to where my companion wanted to make his settlement. Haven't heard from him since. It's beginning to worry me somewhat. Although I'm confident Yasin can take care of himself, but I don't know how things stand between us.
Well, I will hold. Does Lord Darrow know of our current location?
He would have known where he sent his brother initially, and likely where he would eventually wind up, which is here. This town is somewhat of a pet project for him. He sponsored us. And so he might consider it a safe place for his brother. It would be somewhere he would check, especially once he saw the carnage in the other fort.
Yes, and it is maybe simply a matter of time. But
yes.
Potentially what would take longer, him finding all the message. Communication through non-magical means is ever so slow.
Indeed. I have a vision of setting up an aqueduct and semaphore system from here to the mountains. That's a bit of a ways off. Estus smirks. Right now I need to lift these... Well, right now I need to lift these boughs. And he picks his wood back up.
I will check on Lord Lucio.
I would be grateful. And Estus heads back to work.
And I will go check on Lord Lucio. So who's the one with a hurricane for a cooler?
What? Oh, that might be... I don't know.
So, someone's fans have spun up like they're running Folding at Home in the background or something like that.
I don't hear it.
Yeah, then it's definitely you.
Well,
yeah, it's coming from his mic.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so after I finish talking, I'm gonna mute and you tell me.
Yeah, it's you.
I don't hear it anymore.
Yeah, it's you.
Fuck my life.
Oh well.
Running Folding at Home in the background, or just your computer dying?
Might be some sort of input issue, like feedback. I might have to restart Skype.
No, it definitely sounds like a fan because it spins up and then spins down.
It's not that loud, so it's not that bad to just ignore.
I'm just giving time until the GM says something.
I don't have much to add myself. I need some time to develop some sort of legal code. Mordred would have his concerns over the philosophy that Hastus has chosen, but he's not going to comment on it for now.
Styx has definitely shown his concern about how things are happening.
Yeah. My remit is to help Lord Lucio as how I can. If that turns out to be we're making the settlement, I'll provide my services best I can. Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be much of a stable government, which is what I mostly operate in.
Yep. Which is unfortunate, eh?
Yeah. And without much of a stable government, there's not much representation, which is my other forte, external representation.
We'll get there, though. I'm sure.
One day we'll be a big boy kingdom.
Yeah, but right now, we're just a dirty puddle full of shit.
Pretty much.
Yeah, basically, Mordred's insights would basically be that, like, there's not really any order yet, and the people that you have to preserve the law are soldiers, not necessarily proper, like, they're not exactly good with people. And
was all that kind of thing.
yeah.
Oh, apparently he goes back because his mic was on mute.
Yeah, I was kind of slightly puzzled by some of the branches the conversation, and now, of course, I'm much clearer as to why.
Yeah, I think the waiting for the GM to respond might have given
I was a
it
bit
away.
mystified by that. I sort of prompted you, and then you guys started talking about something else, and I thought, oh, okay, so but fine. Okay. So you're going to go and see Lucio.
Yes, I am.
Fine. Styx and Ricky are getting to know the people in the settlement, I'm guessing.
Yeah, and using Hassus's list, they want to start trying to set up a rudimentary police force.
Okay. You'll probably find you've got the children of the settlement as your shadows now.
That's what you get for feeding them.
That's what you get for feeding them, setting them. Okay. So,
Also, using this list, is it possible to find like names of anybody that might have been actual hunters or something?
There's not really. There's there's like 8 clerks, 4 animal handlers, and 2 jailers. And those are the ones you'd probably be interested in.
Yeah.
Oh wait, 8 militia, 4 animal handlers, and 2 jailers.
Well, they would work on rounding those up and try to convince them to help look out.
Okay, very good. The jailers will be up for it. No one else will.
Asta said that we'll pay them in food, so if you do this, we will pay you. It will be in food, however, but here, that's actually rather...
Better than what we're getting now.
Yes, we're working on the food situation. And
Good. Light food.
Can you say that again? I didn't catch that.
Light food. Light beer and all. When's that brewer gonna be finished? Been days and days. I'm very thirsty. Aren't you thirsty? Yeah. Barely speaks, I'm thirsty.
Well, we'll show that he'll be done with it soon enough. We'll also work on going to find some more water for us.
Yeah, water. Don't do it myself. No, somebody do. Yeah, always dirty, isn't it?
Well, we're working on making things better, which is why I've brought all of you together to help.
My sister drank water once, she died. Filthy stuff, don't touch it.
Yes, Ricky here is actually pretty good at alchemy. He'll be able to filter the water out.
What? Good at what?
He's very good at purifying water.
What?
Making water clean.
Alright. Yeah.
So, we will be working on that for the moment. But we need you, the people of the settlement.
You need to get the brewer sorting out the beer. Forget the water. Get the brewer sorting out the beer, and you don't need to worry about the water. They're both nodding enthusiastically.
We'll end up needing water to get more beer at some point once he's finished with this batch.
They can't look at each other and then look at you. Wow. Yeah, you're right. We need water for the beer.
Oh my god, who have they brought to this?
We have our work cut out for the rest of these people.
It's an interesting world our characters live in.
God.
Vibrant.
So, after taking a moment to collect himself from that response from them, Six says, yes, and we'll be working on that, but we need you, the people of this settlement, to work together and make sure that nobody is doing any wrongdoing that might hinder us from making booze efficiently. Each wound is like stabbing Sticks in the stomach.
Right, so we got to stop people who are stopping the brewer making the beer. Who wants to stop the brewer making the beer?
Any sort of violence going around that might distract him from this. Let's say a child screaming because he's being beaten by his father, or a wife being beaten, or somebody mugging someone else. As Ricky here can tell you, noises from violence actually has a very negative effect on alchemy.
Alchemy? What?
Making beer. It has a very negative effect on making beer.
Does it? I didn't know that. Did you know that? No. Oh. Alright.
So if you're
Level
able
of
to...
fibbing.
God. So if you're able to keep the violence down, the violence causes beer to taste worse, and you don't want beer to taste worse, you want the best beer. Right?
Are you sure, Paz?
Yes, it's some sort of weird magic. I don't know how it works either. It's just violence makes beer taste worse, so we don't want any violence. Right, guys?
Oh, I'll have to ask, when that beer's ready, I'll have to ask the brewer how that works. That's funny, never heard of that.
Sticks makes a note to himself to talk to the brewer about this.
Hastus, where'd you find these people?
Hastus doesn't even realize that what you should really be concerned about is how the legal system is going to be based. The legal system is going to be based on fibs told by Sticks about how culling violence in the community makes the beer taste
He
better.
literally has no bonering right now. This is the best he can do.
Hastus would not blame him after hearing this.
That was pretty appalling.
So I can
Yeah,
count on you guys to look out and stop the beer from tasting bad, right?
Yeah, we don't want beer tasting bad. Yeah. Alright.
Alright.
The thing is, I'll probably end up.
When's the beer going to be ready? I'm really thirsty. I'm really thirsty.
We are currently working on it. It'll be done soon, we promise.
You're not working on it, you're talking to me now.
Soon trademark.
I feel like these villages have an intelligence of 3.
Their priorities are different than ours.
God.
Yeah.
Amen.
The brewer is working on it now, and we will go to assist him as soon as this is completed. I can trust in you guys to look out
you
and
do
make
that.
sure the
Hey,
settlement
go
is
out the
better.
brewer. Good idea. You out the brewer doing the brewing, and we keep the beer tasting good by stopping violence.
It's magic, don't question it.
Right. Okay.
I don't understand how it works either. It's just magic.
Did the brewer tell you this?
No, we heard it from a rather, influential and popular brewer back in Miven.
Oh, he's from Miven, though. No, they're rubbish in Miven. Yeah, you want to him?
And it was verified in Restov.
Grim, Restov, agreeing with Grim, Niven, must be right. Oh, all right.
Argue with that sciencey thing.
Can't argue with the consensus.
Yeah. All right, you. Yeah, we'll do that. It's fine. Right.
Styx
Okay.
briefly
You
considers
leave
just
the-
gouging his ears out.
You leave them, and they both trudge out, sort of
To go.
looking around in a slightly aimless fashion, clearly on the look for anything that might stop the beer tasting good.
That's the basis for our police force. Oh,
You
God.
gotta start somewhere, man. You
gotta
gotta start somewhere.
How about start by hiring people who don't have these sorts of terrible priorities?
So how's Lucio?
This is it. We've
doing?
got like 50 people.
I know, it's just...
So after that whole ordeal, I want to go talk to the brewer. And let him know if he's asked any questions about what violence does to beer. Magic causes violence
Whoa!
to make beer taste
Look, I'm
bad.
really busy. Right? I've got those soldiers starting to. Well, they're gonna get nasty if I don't get this ready. What you want? Look, I've already got one of you little ones helping me. I don't need any more.
Well, I just wanted to let you know that if any people come by and asking about how violence affects beer, tell them violence makes beer taste bad.
What?
Don't
What
question it, it's magic.
What are we going about? Magic? I don't want any magic near my beer. Go off, Go on, damn.
God damn it. This is not gonna go well.
I got it.
You... Oh my god.
Possibly talking to the halfling that was helping the brewer is a good idea.
Yeah.
He's elsewhere. And talking of elsewhere, he had gone to see Lucio, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, they start off looking for that halfling
Um,
that was mentioned.
You enter the tent. The man who was kind of prancing about in a slightly show-offy fashion is now sitting down, quite at a table. Seems to be writing. Got two books in front of him, and he seems to be sort of looking at one and writing in the other. Tolan is there. He's on the other side of the table. They slightly rearranged the furniture, and he seems to be have a frown on his face. There's quite a lot of vapor escaping from some kind of metal bowl. Lucio is clearly asleep.
I guess this is how alchemists get their immunity to poison. They just expose themselves to smoke all day, every day.
Right.
What is in the bowl?
Well,
Now,
you don't want to get too close to it. You got one whiff of that vapor and you felt ill. In fact, the room started to spin slightly.
yeah, back off.
Oh, hello. Sorry. If you came to speak to Lucio, he's asleep. He was awake earlier. He does. I think he may have got over it. Hopefully, he'll still need to rest though.
Oh, I'm not looking to wake him up, just checking in on him. By the way, what is...
Mentioned something about a caravan. Do you know anything about a caravan? It's probably just him rambling. Never mind.
I make a mental note of this. I'll ask around later to see if there might be anything of note. But I do ask, what is that you got burning there?
Oh, this is from one of the vials that Hastus gave me. He wanted me to find out what was in them.
And so you are testing them on yourself.
No. I'm separating the liquid from what's been added to it. I can then, by dividing things in this fashion, you can then determine the different properties of each thing that has been added together. It's helpful, but sometimes it gives you answers. I'm not an alchemist, but I dabble.
Well, you're the closest thing we have to an alchemist, I believe.
No, one of your fellow halflings he's also competent, I would say.
Keep that in mind. Anyways, I won't keep you any longer. Continue your... I'm trying to remember, out of character, I'm trying to remember the word of that process. Not distillation, it's, fuck. Oh, come on, chemistry, don't let me down.
Reduction?
Hmm?
Reduction?
Yeah, I think so. The separating of solids from liquids in a suspension. Yeah, it's a reduction. Well, continue with your reduction. How the fuck do I do that?
I figured it out.
How do I do that? Let's see. Is it on the defensive? Yeah, I failed that quite badly.
Oh, jeez.
Okay. You wake up. You find yourself in a chair. With something fairly unpleasant that's been put under your nose. And the chair is sitting just outside the tent. I am sorry. I didn't realize it might affect you like this.
Yes, well, one doesn't tend to pertain to some of the
You did confirm something though.
How so?
The poison has two parts to it. One is to do with affecting people's movement, and the other is to make people very drowsy.
Yeah, that second one definitely present.
Which suggests that the poison, if this was the one that was used, is not designed to kill.
Intriguing.
Or at least that is not the primary purpose of it. So, I have more to do, and hopefully you'll be okay now. Would you like me to let you know when the Lord wakes up?
No. I have other things to attend to.
Very good.
And I head off back to the brewer, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, would she encounter me as I'm wandering through?
Potentially, yes.
Hey, you! Styx walks up to you. Alright. So I need you to convince the alchemist to do something for me.
I look at Strix and I say, "Ah, you are Strix or Ricky?"
I'm Styx.
Strix. Firstly, slow down. Secondly, I believe you mean the brewer.
Yes, whatever his name is. You see, I was attempting to put together a sort of a rudimentary police force to stop like all the beating and any sort of crimes that's been going on, other than the threat of death stopping this. And well, I might have told the people that got involved with this that violence makes alcohol taste worse through magic.
Are they that dependent on a beer?
Yes, it's rather disturbing. Like, this is... Every time I tried to get them to do something, they just kept asking about the beer. Their priorities are completely out of whack.
Right, well, guess my job is twofold. If they come by, I will tell them. I will confirm your story, basically, as I'm pretty much going to be the brewer's new PA, and I will also make sure that the beer is done as soon as is halflingly possible.
Also, I'm gonna go, mention this to Hassus real quick to make sure that I heard this right before I head out. But I'm gonna go and look for some clean water. Ricky's going to stay behind and just stay around the brewer's tent. It's just him being around should make the work go faster. So just letting you know that.
Oh, the same effect as some of my songs.
Yeah.
His presence will be appreciated. And I will head up back to the brewer.
And Styx heads off to see Hastus for a very short conversation, hopefully.
Hastus is probably still working on the granary, right?
Yeah.
So he's probably chopping some wood.
Hastus!
gentlemen, I need to call it that. So just carry it on as you were.
No problem. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure. Pretty much, I'm going to be helping out with the brewer and whatnot, and if the opportunity arises, I am a trained barrister.
Okay.
Doodles.
Hastus, I heard concerns about. I want to say it's water, because people were saying they were thirsty, but also they might have just been wanting beer. Are we running low on water?
Hastus sets his timber down, or his tool, and he climbs down a little, and he says, "Whoa, wait, hold on, what?"
I set up a very, very basic, police force, and God, what is wrong with these people?
You're gonna have to start from the beginning.
Okay, so, after our conversation, I, use that list to find people and convince them to look out and stop any sort of violence or wrongdoings in the area. I managed to get 2 people on board, and they were talking about how they were thirsty, but also they kept going on and on about the beer, so I'm not really sure if we are low on water or if they are just really wanting beer to be done. Are we low on water?
Probably clean water, most likely. There used to be a well here, but I think Melina may have taken it apart to do something. So now we've only got whatever's going on here. And beer is always clean to drink. Can't really it's hard to get sick from beer unless it's poisoned.
So, do we have just plain dirty water then?
Sure, that's probably easy enough to come by. It was raining a bit, so that helps.
Alright,
But you've got nowhere currently to store it. You've got
yeah.
nothing set up to store, even if it's just rainwater. And then you've got the problem of evaporation. So
Hans says, we have no reliable water source, essentially, he says.
Oh, this is just lovely. Do you have, like, barrels or something that we could use to store water in?
I think we do have some barrels. But,
yeah.
I'm not sure we have a cooper, and we probably need some of those for the wheat that's about to come in. You know how to make barrels?
No, I could make a cannon and store the water inside, though.
I think that would be rather inefficient. It's just remarks dryly. Well, might be able to figure something out once we get this granary sorted.
Yeah.
But until then, I mean, I guess we'll have to rely on the beer. How's that going, by the way? I haven't had a chance to check.
Everyone asks about the beer.
Why does literally everybody care for the beer? Clean drinking water should be absolutely first. The fact that all of these people are reliant on this beer rather concerns me, Hastus.
It is concerning, but this is what happens when people live in squalor in a place that is so incredibly uncomfortable compared to their usual style of living. None of these people are woods folk. And here we are, living on some frickin' floodplain. A slight pit in the ground. Threatened by God knows what on all sides. It's not a very good situation, and alcohol provides some relief. Also, the water might not be clean, so if you're thirsty, you drink it too. We can sort all this out when we actually have a reliable source of people not dying. Just everything's teetering on the edge right now.
Yes,
can't-
yes, it is.
Best practices, I don't think, are our main concern at the moment. We can handle that in a little bit. It's good that you're concerned about them, though. Hopefully that will show through and make it easier. And make implementation easier down the line.
I forgot to let you know, if anyone asks you about this, violence makes Bio taste worse.
Hastus narrows his eyes.
Because magic, don't question it, please. It's the only way I could get people to help out and make sure people won't like being violent.
Explain? Explain, Hastus says.
Whenever I was gathering people to keep a lookout, the only way I was able to convince them that violence is bad and they should stop it is that it makes Bio taste worse somehow. Through magic.
Are you telling me the only way you could motivate people to care about their neighbors was by saying that their neighbors' suffering would make the beer in the town taste worse?
Exactly!
Hastus just shakes his head. You may have to personally oversee what they're doing. Because, I mean, he kind of like grumbles. It seems like we're in a sort of position where if we don't have our eyes on the kettle, watching it boil, then the kettle explodes.
Yes, but
So,
I've also...
You've decided that your kettle is domestic violence, so you better go watch that.
Yeah, but I've also been helping out with some of the food issues by going out and hunting and giving what I can to the people.
Right. But by the time we're done with the grain, hopefully that'll have been sorted. Maybe.
How long is that going to take?
Depends on how big the field is, but I have high hopes.
I really hate this place.
Yeah, well.
End of scene. There.
I think
Okay.
Styx absolutely hates this place now. It is the worst place on the planet.
Castus keeps thinking back to his home in Jalish. And why the hell he ever left it. Because it was nice. He could have just been a fucking scribe the rest of his life. That would have been good.
If starting a kingdom was easy, everyone would do it.
Basically.
Yeah.